GoodGuysFree.
Okay, this is Undawn. I don't remember when I bought this. Probably was on very special sale. And I'm doing something I've almost never do. This is a reaction video. Graphics is great, but this is a cutscene. I don't know if the game's like this. All right. Okay, let's see. What has she got on her shoulders? What are those? Why is she smiling? So what is this Undawn? Server region. I'm thinking Western Europe. Okay. Looks great, but... Okay. Tap screen to start. District 1003. Yeah, I mean the graphics is really good. That's an 8K. He looks nothing like me. Okay, let's start this one anyway. What is that? So like nothing we've never seen. Mysteries has set us on an endless journey. The message from Raven Radio are our only guide. Messages. I don't even remember what this game is about. Looks like it's trying to do something similar to Cyberpunk 2077 or something. What hit us? Yeah, we better get out of the car. Quick. What the hell? If you want to see other games reviewed, let me know in the comments. And please hit that like button. It's really important for this channel. Thank you. Around this point in the play, I realized that I'm actually not saying too much. And it doesn't make sense to keep whatever ramblings and babbling I was doing during the play itself. So let me show you what I noticed afterwards. But here, this is the first thing that kind of was weird for me. I'm using the mouse cursor, and there's a mouse cursor here, and I'm using it to get things to move in the right direction. And it took me a little bit longer until I figured out why that is. There's actually a kind of a bit of the tutorial. It'll appear on the screen in a few seconds. And the game has two different modes. There's a fire mode and an interaction mode, okay? There, it says use left alt to switch to fire mode and then tap left to attack. So basically, when you're in fire mode, the view angle, or the point that you're looking at, follows the mouse cursor. And then you press alt again, and you go out of the fire mode, and then you're in interaction mode, and you have a mouse cursor. It was, I don't know, kind of weird for me. Okay, so here it is. So you can you look at something and kill it like this. And press F and you interact immediately. It takes a few seconds to open the cart and you pick up everything. I'm still in fire mode wherever I look. So here it tells you the tutorial, and you've seen the way that the tutorial tells you where to go and stuff. Now use the antibody serum. It took me a second to realize how to do this, but anyway, we got an ammo crate, and now it says incoming danger. But I'm in interaction mode. You can see the mouse cursor. And I don't know what to do. It took me a few seconds. Now I'm being hit. Okay, now at this point I realized fire mode enabled, and I started firing, and now everything is okay. But not everything can be done in fire mode. I'm reloading my shotgun. Eventually, I get everything done, and zombies are all dead. There's a 78 meters from here, more, and it says something like a spark plug, and there's a repair shop over there. Maybe I can fix something, but with the zombies closing in, I just didn't know what I needed to do, so I just followed the trail, found the motorcycle, and went the heck out of here. Okay. Level too low. What did I do? So this thing here is where we arrive at the checkpoint, at the entrance to the Raven's shelter, and we're demanded to stop, and this guy's firing at the floor next to me. You could actually see the motorcycle wheel is a little bit above ground. They're actually standing a little bit above ground. This is kind of weird, and then the tutorial tells me that I need to go and talk to the shelter guard. Anyways, this whole scene continues, and I'm talking to him. Eventually, I get inside. I'm allowed inside, and then I get to undergo a physical, and let's skip to there because the interesting things are right about there. So Nurse Amelia welcomes me to the Raven's shelter and says I need to be inspected. My first reaction was, boy, this is corny. She looks like an attempt to make a female that will appeal to male players, like a Japanese doll or something. The dialogue continues between the characters, and I am encouraged to listen in. At some point, my honest reaction was this. Oh boy, this is not a game for me, I think. Soon after, I am introduced to Sherry, another attempt to make a super sexy character. Also a bit corny, but that's not the end. I wonder if a player creates a female character, will they get a macho overdose character to run the rest of the tutorial with? The game tells you this choice does not affect progress. Later choices indicate if they affect progress or relationships. Nice. The doctor talks and talks and gets me to my room, and there I find a survival gauge tracking my health, etc. The device is a bit complex at first, but lets you do everything you always wanted to do in a video game. Bravo! After fiddling around with this device some more, I continued with the tutorial missions, got a hot bath, and went to sleep. It's nice to see it exists in the game, and I wondered if it serves another purpose in the game, because even an old geezer like me feels this story is going too slow. Later on, I learned there is some complexity behind the scenes here. While sleep and cleaning and rest have an effect on healing, there are some conditions or afflictions that could slow this down, and, like reality, sleeping with a deadly virus doesn't always help. Here's that level 2 low warning again. Funny, no? No idea what this means. But anyway, we see Sherry again and the story continues. There's quite a few things to see in this shelter, but eventually Sherry sends me off to talk to Kane, the leader. At this point, if I missed it before, I can't ignore it anymore. We see lots of other players, not just NPCs. I kind of like the way the game handles the multiplayer aspect here, since the NPC, Kane, appears to be able to talk to multiple players, and each probably sees a slightly different view. It works well since the interaction voice is probably played exclusively for you. The realism is served well by the way Sherry is waiting for you here, looking towards your conversation with Kane. Here's an example of a relationship-affecting conversation with Sherry. Is it right that she's such a stereotypical NPC? The thin figure, red-lipped brunette who is a field medic. Who can resist that? Well, lots of people I suppose, but that's beside the point. It's a little bit corny. In my case, I like her, but I do see that others might really hate this. The tutorial then gets you to Matilda, who teaches you about the comps. This lets you join teams, and we can see there are teams who speak different languages. This is the nature of this MMO. It wants to cater to a wide range of people, and it's a good thing. I like seeing this kind of planning and thinking ahead. The game includes tracking of the world you're exploring, which is good, but I didn't get the feeling that you can play this game as an open-world exploration game. It probably can be done, but it's really meant to be a zombie fighting MMO where the focus is survival and zombie bashing. Later, Catherine will talk to you about combat readiness and missions and urge you to learn how to craft things. Again, with the focus on survival, obtaining materials and learning recipes is a must, and for those of us who really love the action, this can be a great thing since the game seems to be pretty well balanced in the amount of effort you need to spend in order to obtain the stuff you need in order to craft what you need to survive, and the way it drives you to explore and unlock more capabilities. That said, we're over 9 minutes into the video, which took me more than 40 minutes of actual gameplay, and the tutorial isn't even halfway done. This is way too slow to my liking. Personal taste, but I reckon younger players than me might agree. The first mission is a helicopter flight to help a neighboring settlement. There, we get to start fighting with the NPCs, and as a reward, they're offering us a place to build our home.
Thanks for everything you did for us. We decided to give you the homestead on the north side of the outpost.
As we head there, we meet Sherry again, who starts to teach us how to use the building system. I have to admit it wasn't perfectly obvious from the start, but these things never are. I will not give an overview of the build system since this is beyond the scope of the video, but I will say it is sufficiently sophisticated to build very nice things. The build system includes many parts and gives pretty nice fine-grained control over rotation, movement, and snapping. There is a free camera mode and a clipping non-clipping mode, which are quite helpful too. Yeah, and YouTube has many videos of people who have built very nice structures in Undawn. If this aspect interests you, please consider subscribing, as I intend to include this build system in a deeper review video. As night draws near, Sherry asks to talk to you again and talks about her past before the disaster. She was a singer in a girl band. I knew it! She looks like a cutout from a K-pop band or video or something that my daughter is into. Anyhow, she calls you to settle in a treehouse that's defensible during the night and you learn to cook, before she takes the first watch, letting you get some sleep. When you wake up, there's a surprise. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel. I wanted to leave you with this corny song, but it seems it is copyrighted, so you'll have to make do with reading the lyrics, I guess. Good Guys Free here. I'll see you again soon.
And other space games that may appeal to you. Here we go. Good Guys Free. Good Guys 3. It's an awesome channel. Hit subscribe, it's free. And I am a good guy. Does what it says on the tin. Let's go. Good Guys Free. Hit the bell so don't miss my next video. Hit that like, and here we go. Go. Good Guys Free. Good Guys Free. It's an awesome channel. Hit subscribe, it's free. And I am a good guy. That's what it says on the tin.